hello, everyone, and welcome to the Black Entrepreneurs Live. I am one of your co-founders, Dr. Nicole Rankin, and I'm here with the visionary, Queen of Planes, Queen of HR, Queen of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Y'all so wrong. Oh my gosh,
Co-founder
y'all so wrong.
Angela Hooper Minifield.
So the lesson is, if you're going to partner with people who enjoy mocking you. What's up, everybody? Yes, I am here with my co-founder, sister, friend, as she say, Dr. Nick loves the kids. So yes, she is the millennial queen. But yes, we are here tonight for a new live episode of the Black Entrepreneurs Institute show. So it's been a minute since we've been live.
But it's okay. We are glad to be back. You know, we are pumped and excited. Today, we started our ninth cohort of our Black Entrepreneurs Business Bootcamp. And it's always amazing when we start a new cohort, because the entrepreneurs there are ready. They're ready to go to the next level. And it's just amazing just to see their transition from where they start to where they get to throughout the duration of the boot camp. So today we started out basically going back to the beginning. We have entrepreneurs that are just getting started, like literally 2 to 3 months. We have some that have been in business for a while. We have some that are in business but just don't know that they are in business. So we're here we're just gonna guide them through. So
don't forget about the ones. Wait a minute, we can't forget about the ones that got an expensive hobby.
Oh, that part. The ones that got an expensive hobby, right? So the boot camp is going to be amazing. So this is our, like I said, this is our ninth round again, but you know, you might be out there. I'm talking about the boot camp, but you might be out there listening and not really don't really know what the boot camp is. So Angela, let's talk about what you expect from this coming up boot camp, but just share the BEI story with everyone out there.
Yeah, so BEI was birthed back in 2020, actually pre-COVID. I think some people may think it's a derivative of COVID, but actually it was birthed before COVID. End of 2019, first of 2020. So in about December of 2019, as I was looking at the progress I had made in my business, having been mentored by Paul Martinelli as long as I just always heard him talking about partnerships and how, and even John talks about, one's too small a number for significance. And so being the kind of person that I am, I just began to think over, like, how do I elevate and really create something that's bigger than me? But I'll be transparent. I was a little hesitant because I hadn't always partnered well. And, my experience, whether that was in college, grad school, sometimes at work, you're on these teams and, you're carrying some dead weight. And so I was like, see, when it comes to my brand, my business, I don't know about this. But I really began to pray about it and believe that the right people would be directed to me or connected, and I would just know. And so Cedric and I were actually on the Club Pack committee together for the John Maxwell team. And so I began to really talk to him more. And I was like, you know what? I really like what he's doing, how he's doing it, how he elevates his business, that go-getter kind of mentality and spirit. And so as a result of that, I reached out to him and told him, I said, hey, I'm thinking about doing something. In the beginning, if you remember, we called it the Millionaire Mastermind, right? Like, that was really the name of it. And so I told him about it. And, I didn't have to give him 5 minutes. He was like, yeah, I'm in. And because I was like, I really want us to be able to help other people. And I had seen his journey and how successful his business was. And then I reached out to Damian Johnson and I asked him the same thing. I was like, Damian, this is what I want to do. He said he was in. And so then for both of them, I said, hey, if you know somebody or if you really, that think would be a great asset. And so we all reached out to some other people. but you were the one who stuck. So you were the fourth one. And I remember I was actually on vacation in Phoenix and I'm sitting outside in the car feeling like I got one hand up trying to get a signal because I was in a very remote area. Every day when I talk to you, because you know you made me talk to you multiple times, I had to go sit in the car because I had no signal in my spot. And so you were the fourth one, and it worked out perfectly because we were like a quartet, two women, two men. But we really, when we sat down and had our first conversation, what was really clear about what we all envisioned and realized was we wish someone had told us, and then it was the fill in the blanks, right? Like these were the things that helped us be better entrepreneurs. These were the things we struggled with. These were the things that had someone taught us this, we thought our business would have taken off much sooner. So, out of it came a couple of things, including our membership group. But you remember we birthed it in that, first strategic call too. But the biggest component that came out of it was, and I'll use the phrase, how do we whip businesses into shape? Cedric has a military background, several of us have done fitness boot camps, I think, and so we thought about a boot camp, something that's going to say, this is where you are and this is where you want to be. Now, we may not get you to your final goal, but what we can do is get you to a place of fitness, right? So you passed our fit test, and these were the criteria. And we were all also very adamant about the fact that not only did we want to teach content, but everybody's teaching, right? The knowledge-based business is the fastest growing entity and one of the fastest growing in the world. It's a multi-billion-dollar entity, right? Mm-hmm. We wanted to be different. And so what we said was, we'll teach you, but then we want the practical application. We're going to do everything live. We really want to know the people. We want to coach them, mentor them, but we want to take them to a place because we knew so many people who had the expensive hobby. And, or, had maybe had one home run or maybe one base hit, but in the last 6 to 8 months didn't have anything else. And so we came up with the courses, right? So it was, the foundation, understanding a niche, because everybody trying to serve everybody. What is branding, sales, moving the comma, negotiations, and we just were like, these were some things that are skills that are teachable and they're highly practical. And the more you do them, the better you get. So lo and behold, in June of 2020, we had the first boot camp. Mm-hmm. And up until this current year, we would have a boot camp once a quarter. And now we are on the semester schedule. So we have one in the fall and one in the spring. So yeah, we're in the 9th boot camp. We've helped a ton of people. Some people, the boot camp has helped them go back and secure the full-time job that they wanted, right? Those same skills, negotiations. Nalisha, I'm sure if you see her on social media now, she just, secured a brand new job with a relocation, new house. She's thriving. But some of those skills that she learned in the boot camp is what helped her navigate that. Joanna Rincon, right? So we have several people who everybody didn't use it to grow themselves as entrepreneurs, but they still use the skills because the things we teach people in the boot camp, these are life skills. Right. And you can use them no matter where you work, where you are, or where you're employed. So that's kind of what the boot camp is. And like you said, we started the 9th cohort today. Yeah. And Dr. Nick set it off, as she always do, with the first lesson and lay that foundation and whip folks into shape and give them a whole bunch of homework.
I gave them a warning, right? I gave them the disclaimer.
But you know what, Nicole, I was thinking about this and I didn't talk to anybody, but this just came, this kind of just laid in my spirit, because some people, of course, because they work day jobs and whatnot, we always record the sessions and we'll have our next session Thursday night. And typically boot camp is closed as of yesterday. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to throw out here that anybody's watching the show tonight, if you decide you want to join, you have to midnight Eastern Standard Time. You have to be on my time zone because I'm shutting off the funnel. You have to midnight tonight. If you decide you want to join tonight, you can be on that call with us Thursday night. So this is truly the final call. This is your opportunity to be ready for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. This is your opportunity to get ready for 2023. Because we're going to look up, by the time we graduate, it's the second week of November.
Right.
And we know what happens when November comes. The next day is January 1st, right? Like that's what, it feels that way anyway,
Facts.
right?
Facts. Facts. And just as you were saying, just the taking this time to use the boot camp to make sure that, and we're going to talk about this a little bit as you were talking, we're actually going to talk about some of this. How do we kind of set up ourselves for 2023? The one thing that I love, there's so many things about the boot camp that I love, but the one thing that I just truly love about the boot camp is seeing results. Now, I have been around, joined a lot of organizations and programs. I share with the boot campers that I was the one that in the beginning, I was the one with the FOMO, fear of missing out, because everybody said that they had the magic formula to grow my business and to get me to this figure and all of this great stuff. And it just all sounded good. So I'm like, yes, I want it. And then, I'm here again a year later and I'm still like, I don't even know what to do to grow my business. And so the thing about what I love about the boot camp is that you have founders who truly have the heart of servantship. And what that means is they understand that law of reciprocity, or the law of the universe, that says the more you give, the more you receive. And especially within, we don't exclude, but we are focused on building Black entrepreneurs. And because it's that given, like, we're not afraid to give. We're not afraid to share those mistakes. We're not afraid to share the path and guidance to help people go to the next level. And the fact that I just love that just camaraderie when people get that aha moment. I said that today, like, each and everybody's coming with a different desire, different goal, different vision for their business. But at some point in the course of the 8 weeks, that light bulb is going to hit. Right. To some, it may be, even just today, we had boot campers like, oh my God, I needed this, because that's where they were in their business. It may be in week 3. It may be in week 5. It may not, it may be in week 8 that light bulb comes on. But every person that has gone through this boot camp has had that light bulb aha moment. And that's the place of growth, and it takes their business to the next level. So I am just excited for this cohort. And hey, you just got a call out there for those that are watching that's saying, I need this in my life. I want to finish out 2022 strong. I want to take my business to level, or I do have an expensive hobby, or I'm in business and I really don't understand my business. I don't have any systems. I don't know who I serve because I want to help everybody. I don't know what to do. You need to be in the boot camp. So you are now getting another opportunity. Now, this is a first. So this is new. We've never done this before. We've never done open it up past the time when we started. So, as Angela said, she is, there was laid in her spirit. So for those, it's not for everybody, but it's for those who know and for those who are willing and ready to grow. So we're going to put the link. The link is scrolling. It is Black Entrepreneurs Institute /enroll. Is that going to be it? The same? All right. So you want to get in. If you know somebody, those that are listening that are our boot campers, I see you out there. Practical application. Yes. We have our formal campers out there.
Look, that's my daughter. Look, that's my daughter. And I say that publicly, right? Because we are really a family at BEI.
Yes. Yes.
And we love all our boot campers, but every now and again, there's just relationships that develop outside of it, and you just feel such a connection. When I say we love her, and we love
Yes.
everybody, but yeah, that's my daughter, and she out here doing wonderful things and
Doing it.
finding who she is and her purpose.
Absolutely.
And so we're all just so proud of her. Thank you so much for watching tonight.
He said, "Hey, mom."
That's right, baby. Look, I claim you publicly.
I got
Look,
another.
my daughter gave me permission.
Oh, Amber says she got a sister.
That's right. Right.
You got another boot camp, Alex. We see you. We see you. Two of my favorite.
Oh, we so proud of Alex.
Another
Yes.
one that's doing amazing things, totally living in her purpose, being a leader, growing up the ranks of her job, managing,
World
leading,
traveler.
world
World
traveler.
traveler.
Uh,
Yes.
just she's one of our ambassadors for the Adulting in My Purpose, one of our platforms, and just doing amazing things. But she went through the boot camp as well, using those skills, those transferable skills, to grow. And so it's an amazing opportunity for you, if you are watching, if you have a business, thinking about having a business, right? You may not even have something in place, but again, here's your opportunity. So you need to go to Black Entrepreneurs Institute / enroll before 11:59 Eastern Standard Time.
Yes. And we have, what do we have? 7?
Yes.
No, I actually think it's 8. I noticed last night somebody joined at midnight. I don't even. Look. I just found that out today. We gotta track them down.
Okay. Awesome. So this is another opportunity. We just like to shake things up. We can't keep doing the same thing the same way and get until we shaking it up today. So you have a few more hours to get it in.
Yep. About 4. It's interesting, Nicole, because like you said, we've never done this before, but I've also been the person that's been on the other side. Like I heard about something and I was really interested, and you get sidetracked, life happens, and the next thing you know, you miss the deadline. And somebody, and I don't know who it is, it may just be one person, but there's somebody who's either watching the show right now, or maybe they're the friend of somebody who's watching the show right now, because somebody's watching and somebody who's been struggling with their business and saying they needed mentors and somebody to really help them. You might be the connection from them to us. I don't know why it was laid on my heart to say that tonight. And like you said, we've never done it before, but somebody needs to be here with us and be ready for November. And it could be, a preparation, because, if you remember when COVID hit, and it was so interesting because I mentioned earlier that we started this before COVID. Little did we know so many people were going to lose their jobs and be laid off.
Yeah.
And we were able to help some of our boot campers keep putting food on the table.
That's right.
During that season of uncertainty while they were unemployed, and get these skills that ultimately led to, when the world opened up, them getting better jobs. And so I just say all that to say, I don't know who this for, whose life is going to shift come January. So they may be moving to another place and have to start a business and be like, man, I'm glad I took that boot camp course. I don't know who this is for, but there's somebody, it may just be one person, and we'll tell y'all about them on the next live show that it became to fruition, because I know there's somebody that needs to sign up tonight.
I love it. I am excited. And as you're just talking, I want to take this time because it's girls' night, right? It's ladies' night and feeling right.
Look, and I'm all over here. I was telling Dr. Nick, I got a new computer. It's a desktop and it's not all set up. So I'm maneuvering. So I know most of y'all are like, where's Angela? She's not in her normal spot. Yes, she really is. She just don't have no green screen tonight.
That's what I thought it was a background myself. I'm like, wow, these things are getting so real.
No, this is really my little couch. Look. I call this my little overstock.com furniture that I bought when I first moved into this efficiency apartment.
I love it. So Angela, we are preparing. And we have the boot camp going. Like you said, we're 8 weeks in. Kenrick said it's ladies' night. That's right, Kenrick. Ladies'
Hey,
night.
that's one of my favorite dudes. That's one of my favorite dudes. That's
Yes.
my boy. Look, I love me some Carrot.
Yes.
I'm so happy our emeralds are showing up tonight
I
and
love
on the
it.
show.
I love
Yes.
it. I love it. So, as we're kind of looking ahead, we're in September. I mean, we blink, September is going to be over. We're what
Yeah.
mid of September. We're getting ready to go into quarter four of 2022. And so there's this, I guess, concept called fourth quarter living. And I first
Mm.
heard the term from Eric Thomas, and it just really struck a chord because it would give you time to reflect and ask yourself really important questions to ensure that we are living and not only living our personal life, but doing our business operations like it was the fourth quarter. And I know Eric Thomas, he gets this concept from sports. And
Yes.
I am not the major sports friends, but I understand the concept of fourth quarter. But Angela, I know you the diehard sports fan.
Yes. Yes.
So when
Yes.
you
Yes. Yes.
think of the use of this analogy, fourth quarter living, like what comes to mind for you?
So it's interesting because you can watch a football game and literally on the TV behind me, there's highlights from the weekend. Like sports is always on in my house. Like if the TV's on, it's on a sports channel. I go to sleep with sports. I wake up with sports. Sports, sports, sports. So when I think about fourth quarter, what can happen depending on what happened in the first three quarters is we shift the game plan. Because if we're not winning, we're not meeting our goal, we need to do something different. But we also realize we got a whole quarter, so we don't have to panic. But we need to reevaluate and shift our thinking. If we are winning, now some of the things that some teams do that I don't subscribe to, they go into prevent defense, as in they don't keep playing to win, they start playing not to lose. And so what we want to do is keep playing to win. Like you don't take your foot off the gas. And I was even thinking about that today. It's ironic, Nicole, because I got a couple of payments. I got a payment yesterday. I got a payment today, and so I started looking at it. It's just Tuesday. This gonna be a good week. And so, and then started looking at my monthly income, where I was. Some months I definitely hit my goals. Some months I didn't. But it immediately took me back to fourth quarter last year, and I was like, well, fourth quarter last year, kind of knocked it out of the park. I need you to feel that
money resides.
Yes. And so it's interesting that, and of course, at that time I hadn't seen, our, show notes that you were going to bring that up. But I always see fourth quarter as an opportunity to really pour some gasoline on whatever it is you're doing in your business. People, there's a psychology to sales and a psychology to buying. People are inherently more willing to spend money in November and December because it's festivities time, right? It's holiday sales. People will buy stuff they don't need because it's a good deal. So we as a society, as a culture, and we can talk about whether that's good or bad, but we inherently spend money in the fourth quarter. So if a business is not making sure they have goods and services and products that people want to buy ready for that fourth quarter push, they're sadly mistaken. I'm actually doing a book anthology. We're our release date, we already said it's Black Friday. We was like, oh, this is a great gift for people. Like, I'm thinking about how I'm going to make money in the fourth quarter, and I'm thinking about that in June when I started this project. And so I say all that to say this is a great opportunity. But yeah, when I think about fourth quarter, I think about the fact there's still time on the clock. The game ain't over.
Right.
And we still have a chance to win. So what do we need to do? What's the new strategy? But we need to accelerate and finish strong. Like, you might be winded, but you finish strong. Do not, take a time out even if you need to. Regroup, talk to a mentor, talk to a coach, but finish strong.
Absolutely. And it's so when you were talking, I'm thinking about the little sports that I do watch. And I've seen examples. I've seen examples of teams who were behind quarter one, behind quarter two, behind quarter three. But it was something about that quarter four that they just put it into high gear and they won the game. But then on the flip side, I've seen teams or watched games where teams were up quarter one, quarter two, they're up, they killing it. Quarter three,
Yep.
they're up and they killing it. But then quarter four comes and they may put the gas out. Something happens, but they don't
They
give.
winded.
They winded, they tired, and they really just give up and they lose the
Yeah.
game. And so I'm not calling out any teams, but you know, right? You know that this happens.
Are you talking about like the year the Falcons choked against the Patriots in the Super Bowl? Is that what you're talking about?
Like the only
was I not supposed to say
Super
that?
Bowl that I watched.
Yeah, I kind of figured you watched that Super Bowl because the Falcons were in it and you live in Atlanta. Yeah.
That's always going to be a story I'm going to use.
But it's a really good story.
I was like, oh, like I said, I'm not a football person, but I was excited. You know, I had my chicken wings and we were good. Everybody's cheering. And then I went for some more food. And by the time I came back, everybody's like, what happened?
Yeah.
So, yes.
But you know what else is interesting about that, Nicole? The point you made that resonated with me. When on sports shows, when they give statistics, what they talk about is the biggest fourth quarter comebacks. Like they don't even I've never heard a statistic that said, oh, this was the biggest second, third, fourth quarter comeback, right? So you were only losing in the first quarter. They really want to, mark and memorialize like you were down the whole game.
Right.
In the fourth quarter, and you put it in overdrive. And so some of that is about conditioning, and it's one of the things we talked about in the boot camp. That's why boot camps help you, because it helps you. It's a fit test. It's really what it is. It's a fit test for your body. You and I have been working out and holding each other accountable. Our strength and conditioning has improved, I know, between both of us from when we first started this, right? The work you do consistently prepares you for the fourth quarter because your endurance, your conditioning, it is primed and ready to make the big push for the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so, just imagine, if you're listening, just imagine how different your life would be, your business would be if you have this fourth quarter living mentality. And this goes for both your business and your personal life. Just really think about this for a second. What would you have accomplished 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or 20 years ago if your focus during those decades was about that fourth quarter living? Just imagine how far you could have gone. And so, when you're operating your business, again, we're going into the fourth quarter come October 1st. So the question is, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What is going to be the things that you need to start doing to put in place so you can truly finish out this year strong? So we're going to just talk through some things, the things that just kind of what we need to do just to crank things up to get to that fourth quarter living mentality so we can truly finish strong. So the first thing, and Angela, you alluded to this a little earlier, is that you got to be able to adjust the plan if necessary. Right. So in the beginning of 2022, you may have had some goals and you had a plan. And now you're like, okay, it didn't work out the way that I wanted to. You may have made strides, but it may not have been the way you wanted to. And that's fine as long as you're working. But now it's an opportunity to adjust your plan, right? You want to keep the goal the same, but be flexible with the plan. And now it's time to adjust. If you need to pivot, understand what's working, what's not working, what do you need to change? Take that evaluation and adjust your plan accordingly so you can finish out the next few months strong. So review your plan, review the things that you're doing in your business. So Angela, when you think about just adjusting your plan, why don't you speak on that for a little bit?
Yeah, because when you look at the numbers, and I think we talked about this a couple of months ago in the Emerald teaching, right? Like what are your numbers and which ones do you focus on?
Yeah.
That helps you know what to adjust. The Pareto principle, we've all heard it, right? The 80-20 rule. And I always have to say, not the 80-20 rule from why did I get married? That you left 80 for 20. We ain't talking about that one. We talking about you remember that, right?
What? Okay,
Jill Scott's husband left 80 for 20 when he married that chick. But why did I get married?
Okay. I was like, what?
Yes, the 80-20. Girl, that's one of my favorite things when they talk to me about that. Okay, I digress. But we talking about the 80-20 rule that tells us that 20% of our activities net us 80% of our productivity. Mm-hmm. Similarly, in a business, oftentimes 20% of your services generates 80% of your income. Even yes, I did, Kendrick. I have to have like my black card ain't revoked. Look, they always talking about what I don't know. I know some culture stuff, right? So anyway, or like John even says, we probably wear 20% of our clothes 80% of the time. Like that Pareto principle is real. Mm-hmm. So when we talk about adjusting the plan, go back and look at where did your money come from? Mm-hmm. What were the things that people were wanting? You and I even had this conversation. Sometimes we get so set on what we want to sell or what we want to do. What is the market telling you?
Yes.
Do that thing. Do your other thing later. Right now, do that thing, because that thing may be the thing that fund the thing you really want to do, because that's what the market is. I know people who do funnels and sell gimmicky things. Everybody knows some of the things are just like one-hit wonders. They'll be out for 6 months, 12 months. People will make millions of dollars on it, then they'll go away, and then it'll be another thing. Mm-hmm. But the people who still got in and did it when it was hot and listened to the market, they made the money. Mm-hmm. So adjust your plan. What is the market telling you? What are your customers telling you? And then also, what do your books tell you, the receipts? Mm-hmm. Use those numbers and that information and adjust your plan accordingly.
I love it. What they said, people lie, but numbers don't lie.
That's right.
You gotta know your numbers, and this is the opportunity. This is the time to start looking at those numbers. What numbers are important to your business? We talked about social media analytics. We talk about your profit and loss statement. So what are your sales? So thinking about those, and that leads me to just the next point is really focus on the most important things, right? So like Angela said, there may be things that you have planned to do in your business that just not working out. And it's not making the money that you desire to make, but you keep doing it. But there are things that it wasn't a priority, or you didn't think it was going to be the moneymaker, but it is the moneymaker. So now you need to do more of that, right? And focus on that. And I am a testament to that myself. I had one thought and one plan going into quarter 2 and 3, but the market said otherwise, right? And now my sales are boosting in another area. And it's not that, I'm not equipped in that area. That just wasn't my personal focus. But guess what? Guess what it is now? My personal focus. So you got to think about what is working in your business when you look at your plan. Now, what is working in your business? Where are you getting the most generated income? What is the market saying. And then now that's where you focus and hone in for the next October, November, December, going into 2023. You focus in that, ramp that up, do more of that. If it's working, do more of it. And so, really taking that time to focus on the most important things. So what do you think about, we talked a little bit about that. If you want to expound on that.
No, I think you nailed it. Like I said, the most important things, because everything not important. And it was like, even yesterday, I was doing a values workshop with a team of amazing employees. Thank you. Well, Kendrick, now that you bring that up, when Nicole was talking about the moneymaker, I thought about Ludacris song. Shake your moneymaker.
Okay. She got her car back. She got her car back.
That's why I started laughing, but I was like, I ain't gonna say that because they're talking about. But I digress. But yeah, it's like one of the things, like I was saying yesterday, I did a training with the housing authority in Hudson, New York, and the thing that I always talk to people when we talk about values or goals or everything, like we got to have priorities. So you said the most important things, and I love the phrase that if everything's important, nothing's important.
Mm-hmm.
And so to me, that just says it all. So you got to get really clear what's important. Mm-hmm. And then going back to what you said, focus on that and do that thing.
I love it. So we got to adjust your plan if necessary. Focus on the most important things. And number 3 is that remember, anything can still happen. Anything can still happen. This is where we go into the mindset. So a lot of times,
that's a sports analogy, right? Like when people be like, I don't care how far you down, you can still win this game.
It's not over till it's over, right? Anything can still happen, right? So you got to come out the gate with confidence. You got to come out with boldness. You got to come out with that mindset that anything can still happen. So it's not over. And I know, Angela, you gave this a testament that our last quarter, the fourth quarter, where you made a goal. So share that. I know you shared it on the Six Finger Mentorship Club. So share that experience.
It was like I said, it was just so interesting. And of course, everything we teach, we apply. You said it again today, right? When the boot camp. Every time you go through the boot camp, you reassess your business and you make sure that your business is in fit shape. And so because we have an amazing membership group, our Emeralds and the graduates of the boot camp, I was just trying to challenge them and model. And I was like, hey, everybody, what's your goal? What are you going to do for the fourth quarter? And, I put it politely. They was giving me some weak goals. They was like, oh, I'm going to make $5,000. I was like, you've done that before. You can do more, and I'm all motivated. So, and when I get on those lives with them every week, it does something for me too. I do it for them, but it really benefits me, I think, more than it benefits them. And so I was like, you know what? I'm a model, big audacious goals, right? So I said, you know what, guys? In the fourth quarter, I'm gonna make $100,000. And I remember in the comments, they were like, what? Oh my gosh, and shock face and all that. I was like, I've never made $100,000 in 90 days. I think that'll be my goal. And every week I would get in the live and I would say, so far, this is what we're doing, but I'm still believing it. So even if you don't see yours, yada, yada, yada. Girl, by November, the tide started to shift. And I was like, this is really going to happen. And it was just so real. And long story short, in 90 days, I made like a little over $110,000. And what it did for me, one, it really helped me to see the power of setting goals and just keeping that number in front of you. And because I was accountable to them, that's, and that's that accountability piece that we bring in at boot camp too, right? I was accountable to them because every Monday I'll get in there and give them an update. I was like, okay, this is where I am. And then at the end of the month, this is where I am. This is how much I made. But it just pushed me. And I just believe that when we really begin to speak over our lives and begin to really set goals, we find ways to make money that we didn't know was there beforehand. Or if it was right obvious and we were ignoring it. And so I say all that to say, I know I'm gonna have a big audacious goal for the fourth quarter because I gotta outdo what I did last year. I can already feel that energy rising up in me. So it is. It's anything can happen. And there was a season of life when I just wanted to make six figures as an entrepreneur. I left a six-figure job. So I was like, well, I gotta make six figures because I was making six figures when I worked for somebody else. And the other thing I have to remind entrepreneurs about too is really, if I want to make six figures, I got to make a whole lot more than six figures because the business made $100,000 in 90 days. Angela didn't make $100,000, right? Because the business got travel bills to pay. When I go to conferences, the business got to pay for that Sprint, not the Sprint, but the Zoom account and the free conference call account and the StreamYard account and the Calendly account and the business insurance and the business license. Like the business has to pay for all those things and then pay Angela. And so that's the other thing that we really help people with in the boot camp, understanding the difference between what your business makes and what you make. So if you know what you want to bring home, then what are your other expenses? And your membership into communities, you have certifications and things like that you have to renew. When you pay all those bills, will you be able to pay yourself what you want? And another common thing we see with entrepreneurs, even those that have been in business for a while, Nicole, they don't pay themselves.
Right.
That ain't a business.
That's true.
Well, okay, it's a business. But you not doing what you are supposed to be doing, the business is supposed to pay you.
And we talk all about this and teach all about these concepts in the boot camp. These are things that we help our entrepreneurs understand these concepts so they know how to function and structure their business. So the business is not, they're not working in the business, they're working on the business, right? And they truly have a business that's paying them and they have generating revenue. So these are some of the things that we definitely teach our boot campers, and so they can be successful. So just understand, I love hearing the story. I was there, I watched it, I saw her set her goal. So now, because she's doing it, I'm inspired. So to set my goals again, bodacious and audacious, just out the box. Because why? Because anything can still happen. Anything can still happen. You work for it. So adjust
Dr.
your plan.
Nick.
Yes.
Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah.
There is not a lack of money in the world.
Yeah.
I just need to remind people of that every now and again. I promise you, I don't care what you see on the news. I don't care nothing about inflation. All those things are real. Don't misunderstand me. But there is not a lack of money. So if you don't have the money, figure out where your money is and go get it.
That's right. That's that abundance mindset, just thinking anything can happen. And so adjust your plan, focus on the most important thing, and remember anything can happen. Another thing, as we are gearing up for the fourth quarter and just having that fourth quarter mindset, fourth quarter living, is you want to start your Q1 planning for 2023 now.
Yes.
You don't need to wait till December or January to start planning for 2023 quarter one. So now is the time that you need to set aside some time within the fourth quarter that you're going to sit down and start creating your plan for 2023 going into the new year. A lot of times entrepreneurs, we take that break. It's Thanksgiving, it's the holidays. We take a break. We say we're gonna come back after the holidays, after the break, and we end up waiting to the end of December to start planning and start to put things in place for the next year. No, when you think about that fourth quarter living, thinking about those sports teams that have that comeback, right? They didn't decide in the fourth quarter that what they gonna do to come back. They took after the third quarter, they was like, boom, we got a new plan. We gonna go in this fourth quarter. This is what we gonna do. They had a plan going in. So this is a time to get your 2023 Q1 planning. Put some time on the calendar, schedule it. Just you have to be intentional about this, because again, the holidays will ramp up, you'll get caught up, you'll get distracted, and you won't use that time wisely. So put a planning time on your calendar to start thinking into your 2023 Q1 goals. Angela, any thoughts on that planning ahead?
No, you nailed it. You nailed it. You know, I'm a C, so I'm all about the plan.
Absolutely, absolutely. Kendra once said, what's the value of waiting?
What's the value of waiting? I don't know that I understand that question. Do you?
Is that I think is that a hypothetical question, Kendrick? Think it was maybe a hypothetical. He'll clarify.
Okay. Well, you know, what I will say is when it comes to planning, and I think this is a segue into, you know, our next, the final point is planning your marketing, because we're about to hit a stream of holidays. You know, October is going to be, what is it? Columbus Day, November, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you know, Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's Eve. Like, as you're making your plans now, like in September, you need to be planning, what will I offer for these opportunities for people to do business with me?
Yeah.
And the other thing that I had to learn was, you know, I need to have various entry points, because everybody's entry into my business won't be at the same level, but it needs to be high quality, right? So for some people, it may be an ebook. For some others, it may be, you know, a $10,000 coaching program. But we need to be able to, you know, plan accordingly. And then, of course, you know, after we do those things, we always, like you said, evaluate, inventory, and audit. What worked, what didn't, what do I need to throw away? You know, what's your ROI on different things? And then not only ROI, but ROF, return on finish. Because I'm a firm believer in, really, the reason why you didn't get the return is probably because you didn't finish.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So there you guys have it. You know, so these are things when you think about going into our fourth quarter. This is we're mid-September, so now is the time when you think you want to adjust your plan if necessary. Focus on the most important things. Remember that anything can still happen. Get your 2023 Q1 planning time on your calendar. Plan for your marketing holidays. I want to see those holiday posts. You all on social media doing everything else. We want to see your business having these special times of whether discounts or your whatever the sales are. Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Veterans Day, Columbus Day, Christmas Eve, Christmas, and going into New Year's Eve and New Year's, right? So these are the times where we see prices and sales skyrocket during the holidays. And then overall evaluate your business, do the audit, find out what's working. If it's not working, stop it. Do something different. Pivot if you need to. And so this is what we're going to have to do to have that fourth quarter living. So Angela, it's been fun. Our time is almost now. I had a video, but we took up some time, so the video is too long. We're going.
Well, you know, Cedric said me and you like to talk, so
I know, right? He wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. So, is there anything else? Just an inspirational moment by Angela Hooper Middlefield.
Well, look, I put the link in the comments just now, because right, like I said, for what somebody, I don't know who you are, but when you sign up, actually send me a text message, 901-736-0230, and say, Angela, that was for me. Thank you for honoring that because I need the boot camp. Because I don't know who it's for, but Dr. Nicole, Cedric, and I, we're very passionate about entrepreneurship. We're very passionate about business growth. And we just want you to be successful. And so if I leave you with nothing else, I leave you with this final quote that says, wherever you are in your life right now, your mind got there first. And so as you think about your current situation, whatever that may be, it started right here. Our job as in the Black Entrepreneurs Institute is to elevate both your mindset and then your money. But it starts here. So we thank you guys for watching. I look forward to, again, our final boot camp of 2022. And for whoever you are, I already know we welcome you.
All right. Thank you. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.